dude, you look like that guy that molested me on the train 20 years ago. So, like I'm saying, anime brings you into a culture that you really don't want to be in. As you find, first of all, you start with the really, really innocent things like Pokemon. But of course, even in Pokemon, there's perversion. Anyone? Oh, wait, that's right, you're all Americans. You guys never saw this, but there was an episode of Pokemon where James got breast implants.
Yeah.
Yeah. This this coupled with the smooth baritone voice made me very confused because I couldn't tell if he was gay or if he just had it. But that's beside the point. So I'm saying you get slowly introduced to these things just like drugs. Hey, you want to smoke a joint? Yeah, okay. And then you start buying. You start buying more and more and more. Starts with a dime bag, goes up, and then in the end you'll be smuggling 5 kilos of heroin in from Canada, Mexico, and the Netherlands, all together. And right, that's why there's professional dealers. You see those people with the blue badges? Guess what they're here to do? They're here to take your money. Yeah. That is also another way it can ruin your life. It can ruin your life financially. Very, very bad. All my friends here are so broke they can't even afford their hotel room for the next night. So guess what we did? Camped out in front of the convention center last night because we couldn't afford a hotel. Well, actually, we just wanted a signature really fast, so yeah. But oh, by the way, that's exactly why it's bad. We waited 12 hours for a signature.
Yeah.
What type of normal person would do this? Right, and we were under the delusion that we would be able to get Gold to sign some of our more, how shall we say, obscure works. So we all spent $40 to $50 each buying these things.
Exactly.
And there we go. That's $40 less than we could have spent on something else. Food, for example. Like I said, it also ruins your health. If anyone knows the hikikomori phenomenon going on in Japan, these are people who lock themselves up in rooms and don't talk to the people for months at a time. I know them because I've seen them. Anyone ever seen NHK ni Yokoso? Yep.
Yes.
Welcome to the life. That's my life. True story. Like I said, you lose all social contact except for maybe the 2 people who share the exact same fetishes as you do, however weird they might be. You spend lots and lots of money. You don't connect with the general public. People need to realize that anime is an extremely small clique, whether here or in Japan. I have no idea what you just said. Right, thank you. And most importantly, you just lose all perception of reality. If anyone's ever played an H game, you know that you don't ever have a bad end. This is not true in real life, and if anyone's ever seen Lucky Star, you also know that you can't go back before you trigger a flag and save. You can't save in life. Too bad, guys. And you don't get your decision path marked out for you in a walkthrough either.
I wish.
But playing anime, watching anime and playing games like that makes you believe that perhaps you can save. All right. And like that, like I said, this totally destroys your life. Delusions, and even more delusions. Therefore, I now hand it over to my opponents. No, wait. That was time, right?
No, we still have... Now it's time.
Okay.
All right. Four-minute rebuttal, guys. Time is wasting.
As we have stated before, anime does not save any lives. It takes your money. It ruins your health as you progressively believe you are indeed Japanese. And you start not bathing. You don't do anything more than sit in a room and watch your anime. It gets you into a thought process riddled with perversions and final bosses. It gets you believing and thinking about movies, and this actually happened to me, in terms of video games and other anime like Since it ruins you financially, the ways it ruins you financially is by having to spend progressively more and more and more on different anime products. You start off just a little, buying a DVD here, buying a DVD there. Eventually, you start buying the extra products for them. Bottles, toys, plushies, hats, and eventually you get even more into the said anime. You start making costumes. You start pretending you are these people. You start spending time, and as I've said earlier, time is money, for watching these animes and pretending to be these people and doing nothing more than talking about them. You do not do any studying besides what that might help you, say, find out what anime is coming out next year. You do not do any extra activities because you spend all that money on your anime. Okay. For an example of what you might spend your money on, we have one right here that will be pulled out in just a few seconds. Please observe what a person addicted to anime will buy. Otaku. Scary, isn't it? This is not a life save. This is a life loss. I will now hand it over to our folks. Thank you.
The government now has 5 minutes to rebuttal. Are we able to begin? Okay. First off, one of the things they talked about was buying drugs. Anime makes you buy drugs. First, I want to say, of all the anime I have seen, there's not very many drugs in them saying, buy me drugs, buy me drugs. There's a lot of product in anime, yes. There's a lot of product with any sort of industry. That's why we have industries, products. If you want to watch, I don't know, Stargate, SG-1, there is a lot of products for it. People dress up as Stargate. You want to watch Star Wars? How many of you have a lightsaber in this room? There's a lot of product for it. This is not just anime. This is the real world. I'm sorry. But anime does save lives. It does bring together the culture. It does bring together people. They say that this is a subculture of otakus, of anime freaks. I'm sorry. I'm happy to love anime. Okay? It's great. I enjoy it. I enjoy the culture. I enjoy what I learn. I enjoy going out and learning more about Japanese that's not found in anime. It's broadening my horizons. They say that this is not our own culture. We love anime. The fact that anime comes from Japan does not mean that it is not a culture in itself. It is a subculture. It is our own culture. It is what brings us together at this very moment. Now, granted, it has lots of influence in Japan, but anime has lots of influences in Western culture as well. Example, Neon Genesis, Full Metal Alchemist. These are based off Western culture ideas, Western culture philosophy. That's other people's culture, not Japanese. But it brings us all together in a wonderful mix. Anime ruins life.